Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I will be showing you guys a mistake I made recently. I revenge traded. The outcome, to be honest, was not that bad, but it could have been a lot worse than it actually was. And in this video I will be doing a complete breakdown of the mistake I made so that you traders can avoid these mistakes, because sometimes one mistake like this can turn out to be very costly. So let's take a look at my game plan for the day. I was watching Tesla, as I watch every single day, but to be honest, Tesla was in a messy zone on this day. I should have honestly stayed away from trading Tesla, because if you look on the daily chart, on the hourly chart, Tesla has been messing around this zone for a while now without any clean moves. Ideally, I would have liked Tesla to break above $880 level, but on this day, Tesla in the pre-market was around 830. That's why this 820 to 880 is a messy zone on Tesla. Yes, on this day we had one nice push towards the upside, but I would say on most days Tesla is very messy in between this zone. Even if you focus on the volume profile to your right, we have very high volume. That means a lot of buying and selling, but we are not seeing any clean moves, neither towards the upside nor towards the downside. But you never know, Tesla is a stock that can get a lot of volume and momentum all of a sudden. That's why on this day I was watching the levels 820 for a break towards the downside, because 820 was the previous resistance that can now turn into support. So if we get a breakdown under the support, we might see a continuation sell off towards 800. But if the market appears strong, I was also watching the break of 850 and 860 towards the upside. If you guys want access to my daily game plan, be part of a community of serious and supportive traders, join us in our pre-market webinar every single day. We also trade on voice twice a week, and rest of the days we are trading and active on the text channel. So if you guys would like to join us, the link will be in the description box below. So we just broke down the hourly chart of Tesla. Let's also take a look at the daily chart, then jump onto the minute chart and look at my entries and exits, and also discuss the mistake I made on this day, because that mistake could have turned out to be very costly for my account. Here's a one-day chart of Tesla, and you guys can see on Friday we were just trading in between a range, and as I already mentioned, I was not having any A+ setups on Tesla. So on days like these, when I don't see a critical level breaking out, I usually like to stay away from trading the first 5 minutes of market open. If you guys saw my last video, you guys know that on that day I traded the opening 5 minutes because I was expecting a breakout of 880 and 890 and a breakout of this triangle towards the upside. But on this day, I was not having any A+ setups. On these days when the market is trading in between a range, I like to wait for the first 15-20 minutes. Usually, I want the price action to give me a better picture, maybe create a bull flag, a bear flag, maybe a bull pennant or maybe a bear pennant, give me some kind of pattern with the overall market sentiment supporting my play, and then I decide to take my position. But on this day, I jumped the gun a bit too early, and then I revenge traded, which could have cost me a lot of money. And first of all, it's not easy to accept your mistakes. So if you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up to show your appreciation. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and hit the bell notification because it helps out the channel a lot. And then I also know that you guys are liking these kind of videos where I show my mistakes. And now here's a 1 minute chart of Tesla. As I already mentioned, on the daily chart, Tesla was trading in between a range, and that's why you can see no clean price action within the first 10-15 minutes of market open. You guys can see from 9:30 a.m. to I would say 9:50 or maybe even 10 a.m. we were not seeing any clean moves on Tesla. Tesla was just chopping around. It failed the high of the day, then it failed the low of the day, it pushed towards the upside. So we are not getting any clean follow throughs. Yes, you can scalp a few trades on Tesla, but trading this kind of price action is very difficult, and it's very hard to manage your risk when you're trading Tesla in between a range. Here's a recording of my first trade on Tesla. As you guys can see, Tesla pushed towards the downside. This was the previous day close, this bold dotted line on the 1 minute chart. It found support at the previous day low, then it pushed towards the upside. It made a new high of the day, then it was kind of making a flag pattern before the next push up. At least that was my trade idea. On this flag pattern, on the push towards the downside at the hold of 844 and 845, I placed my order to get filled. I'm trading 860 calls, same day expiry contracts, because this was a Friday, and I got filled at a fill price of 5.45. I only took 5 contracts on this trade. The first trade was on Rivian, which was a break-even trade because I was expecting a push under $50 on Rivian. That was an all-time low. This was my second trade of the day and my first trade on Tesla. After my entry on Tesla, my stop loss was the break and hold under 845, and when Tesla made a new 1 minute low right here, when I thought that it's breaking the 9 EMA towards the downside, I covered my position at a fill price of 4.84. overall losing around $300 on this trade, which is not that bad because I think I accepted the risk. But now comes the revenge trading part. So as I said, I exited my last trade for a loss of around $300 to $400. But after that, as soon as I exited, that dip was bought back up quickly, and my premiums are back at 5.45. But that's why it's very hard to manage your risk when you're trading the same day expiry contracts. Now on my first trade, I exited with a loss of around $350. On my second trade, when I saw that the premiums are back at my entry point, because my entry was at 5.45 and the premiums are back at 5.45 in the next 10 seconds. When I'm trading, when I'm in the moment, I felt like, okay, now it's gonna break 850, it's gonna go to 855. I missed out on this opportunity. I exited a bit too early. What did I do? I increased my position sizing. I placed my order to get filled 10 contracts, and then eventually I will get filled 10 contracts at a fill price of, again, the same price, 5.45. So here you go, my fill is at 5.45, and now my stop loss is the break of 844 towards the downside because that level is holding. And as usual, because Tesla was just chopping around in between a range, when Tesla broke 843 towards the downside, I placed my order to get filled. I got filled at a fill price of 4.50, losing around $1,000 on this trade, which was a loss of around 15 to 20%, which is really bad. Now I want you guys to pause this video and post a comment down below if you guys have done this or not previously in your trading career, because I feel like we all are in the same boat. We all make these mistakes. This is called revenge trading, because in that moment I was thinking, had I held my position on my first trade, I could have caught the break of 850, and that's why I sized up on my next trade. That is called revenge trading. If you guys have done this, post a comment down below saying yes. If you guys haven't done this, you are the perfect trader in the world. Comment down below no. Now before you guys feel embarrassed when posting a comment down below, just know that we all are traders, we all are in the same boat, and we all make these mistakes. The best traders, they know that they made this mistake and they have to improve moving forward, and you have to keep improving every single day. For example, if this trade would have worked out in my favor, I entered at 845, if I would have caught the break of 850, my review would have been the same. Yes, I got lucky on this trade, yes, I was green, but this trade was a revenge trade. I was not willing to accept the risk, and I shouldn't have increased my size on that trade. And that is why it's very important that when you journal your trades, be honest to yourself. Was it a good trade or not? Because sometimes you can take the worst trade in the world and still make money on that trade and feel good about yourself, but that's not how trading works. You have to journal, you have to be honest to yourself and ask this question to yourself: were you willing to accept the risk? Was it a good trade? Did you revenge trade? Did you have FOMO on this trade? And all these questions. Now, as I already mentioned that I revenge traded, the outcome was still not bad, because by this time I was down around $1,300. My max stop loss for this day was around $2,000. So I still had a bit of leverage to trade, but I was not willing to take any more positions like these because that was a stupid mistake. With experience, you get better at dealing with your mistakes and dealing with your emotions. When I exited my last trade on Tesla, I knew that I revenge traded. I have to take a back seat. I have to maybe wait for 5, 10, 15 minutes. I have to wait for the 5 minutes or maybe the 15 minutes chart to give me a good direction, and then I can take my position. And that's what you get with experience, because with experience, you are able to look at your mistakes in real time, and then you are able to improve on those mistakes on your next trade. On my next trade on Tesla, I went next week contracts. I lowered my position sizing. I lowered my risk, and I was able to catch a really good move in my favor. I held on to my winner. That made me green for the day. Now coming to my next trade on Tesla, we have to look at the chart of QQQ and Tesla together to understand what I was thinking at that moment, because after taking 2 huge losses right at the market open, I was down around $1,300. I waited for the next 15 minutes, because if we compare the chart of QQQ on the 1 minute, QQQ had a nice push down, the Qs had a nice push down, then we made a bear flag, we had another push down, so Qs were making new low of the days, but Tesla was still holding this level because Tesla was holding comparatively stronger than the market. Even SPY was going towards the downside, Qs were going towards the downside, but Tesla was holding this 835 to 838 zone. It was even holding this zone in the pre-market. We can see that this zone was acting as resistance, that is now acting as support. Now if we compare the time interval, you guys can see from 9:50 to 9:55 AM, Qs were kind of making a bear flag right here, but Tesla was holding strong. From 9:50 to 9:55 AM, Tesla pushed above the VWAP, and that's what gave me a lot more conviction that if we get a push towards the upside on the market, we might see a rally on Tesla, because even though Qs are holding near the low of the day, but Tesla had a push above VWAP with increase in volume. Even if we zoom in on the 5-minute chart on Tesla, you guys will realize right here that Tesla had a nice push towards the upside with high volume on the green candle. So the green candle I'm talking about is right here around 950. We found support. The volume on the red candle was very low. On this green candle, Tesla pushed above VWAP and the volume also increased, so that caught my attention, and now I'm just waiting for the market to find a support, for the market to maybe push towards the upside, give us a pullback to the VWAP so that I can catch a move on Tesla towards the upside. Now let's jump on to my entries and exits. I will post a screenshot of my fills right at the top so you guys can see that I entered at 9:57 a.m. candle right here. So when I saw that Qs are pushing towards the upside, the market finally found a support. I entered my position right here at 9:57 a.m. candle because we kind of had a bull flag right here just above the VWAP. I traded 860 calls. Next week expiry contracts and my fill price was around $25. After entering my position, I kept taking my partials along the way. I caught a really good move in my favor. My first partial was at the break of high of the day around 9:58 a.m. candle. I covered the rest of the remaining contracts at 9:59 and then finally I got out all of my position at 10 a.m. making $1,300 on this trade. When everything was said and done, let's now take a look at my P&L. As I mentioned, I lost around $1,300 on Tesla earlier in the morning on those two trades, but I was able to make all my losses back on my one Tesla trade that I took later in the morning. And then after my Tesla trade, I even caught a one SPX move towards a downside. That was a very good break towards a downside, overall ending the day with $850 in the green. So guys, you can take two lessons from this video. The first lesson is to not revenge trade, which is pretty obvious, and secondly, cut your loser. Had I held on to my loser on my second trade, I could have easily lost $2,000 to $3,000 on that one trade, and it would have been 10 times more difficult for me to come back from that loss. I am thankful that I cut my loser and then I was able to catch a really good trade on Tesla, making all my losses back. And that is the exact same reason there's a common saying in the trading world to cut your loser and hold on to your winners, because if you hold on to your winners, in the long term your equity curve will grow towards the upside. That's it guys. Don't forget to post a comment down below saying yes or no if you guys have revenge traded in your trading career. I'm pretty sure 90% of the traders will say yes, if you're being honest, because we all revenge trade, but at the end of the day, trading is all about improving and becoming a better version of yourself every single day. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notifications because I'm releasing 2 to 3 new videos on day trading every single week. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure that you follow me there. The link will be in the description box below. I post a lot of behind the scenes of a day trader, my green days, my red days, my trading stats and everything on Instagram. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.